Hey everybody, welcome back to Gun Tote Minnesotan. So I am actually one of the guys who cleans their guns every time. I clean my barrel. I clean some of the outside, especially if it rains. I clean the inside, the bolt carrier group, the trigger components. I do clean kind of everything because of this. And I kind of heard this from a precision rifle shooter that I really respect, is he said he knows how his gun is going to respond when it's clean and he dirties it and gets a few hundred rounds through it. But once you get past several hundred rounds, thousands of rounds perhaps, in certain cases, it's hard to know exactly how the gun is going to perform. And things do change, and some guns are a little bit touchy and some are really touchy. And so what I've just found is I get better accuracy and precision results if I consistently am clean. And I don't worry about my first round being terribly off. I've never had point of impact shift be horrible. And so I actually like to clean my guns, and so it goes down to the little parts like this right here. And I was going to tell you guys what I've been using because I like 2-in-1s. This is a 2-in-1. This is the Professor Pugh CLP, and this is a good, I don't know, it's a kind of a good everything. It advertises as it protects against rust and corrosion, removes plastic, wad, lead, powder, fouling, and especially this, it's safe to use on all factory finishes. So I don't feel like it's going to beat up on the factory finish on my products, and it seems to be just aggressive enough to get off a lot of the carbon buildup on things over time. And if you've never actually had a gun get delayed or a bolt carrier group get so corroded with carbon that it starts to impede function, maybe you clean a lot too, but it definitely happens when you leave stuff really dirty and you never get some oil in there. That's the other thing about this, is it's a lubricant. So even if you're the kind of person who's like, ooh, I don't have time to clean it, you can at least spray some of this on your bolt carrier group. And I apply it usually to a cloth or a rag first. And I do it outside like I'm doing right now because it's well ventilated. And if you're a guy who shoots as much as I do, you just can't be inhaling so many chemicals and fumes all the time. So the wind's going that way. And I spray it directly on some of my components and let it sink in for a while usually. Get it in there, and it actually acts as a lube too. And that's really, really nice. The viscosity of this is great for Minnesota because it's cold here most of the time. Many months of the year it's cold, and there are a lot of lubes out there and even cleaners that actually get a little gunky. And you can't do that because it gets sluggish in the wintertime. When it's 20 degrees or colder, a lot of those lubes, it becomes problematic. And so I like this because it's light enough. The viscosity just seems to not slow down the bolt carrier group and the components of my guns. I even use it on my bolt actions actually. I find this is probably the best to use on my bolt actions because it's just light enough. It doesn't get gunky. It doesn't seem to fill up my chamber with a whole bunch of extra stuff. It just really has the right kind of feel and texture and performance for the guns that I use. And so I'm going to tell you guys, if you're looking for something so that you can at least do the basics of lubricating your gun, this can do it. If you are a person who does like to actually clean like I do and you just know what to expect every time when you take your gun out there, this is a one-step, one-stop option. And I think this is probably one of the more affordable 2-in-1s like this, that it does more than one thing. It lubricates, it also protects, it cleans. And so this is maybe more of a 3-in-1 now that I think of it. I like it a lot. I can give it my stamp of approval. Like I said, I've been using it on my 22s, on my auto guns for sure. This has been awesome on my AK. I really like this. It destroyed the carbon fouling, got in there really well. It's been decent in my barrels. I haven't noticed any accuracy issues or a whole lot of extra residue, but I also run a dry patch after I'm done cleaning with it. And then let's see, I've used it on the exterior, like on my pellet guns. I have some very expensive pellet guns and I'm worried about the finish. I don't want it to get ruined. And so this is the product that I've been using. It gets my stamp of approval and I like it. I think it's pretty good. They actually have other products on their site too, so head over and check them out if you're interested. But this is a great 2A company. I would rather give them my money.